The girl's hands kept moving. However, she was on the phone at that moment. Even the dog at the door couldn't figure out what the girl was doing. Alice is a 16-year-old teenage girl. Alice is currently in a bit of a rebellious stage. She has a habit during this rebellious period. She would make phone calls when there was no one at home, and at the same time, meet her own needs. When she heard the sound of her mother coming home, Alice quickly tidied everything up. She immediately pretended to be studying. Her mother only saw the cell phone that had fallen on the ground and didn't notice anything unusual about Alice. Alice has developed an interest in love. She often thinks about chatting with her crush Mark at night and having him by her side. In this way, Alice has her own troubles. She is also curious whether other girls have the same kind of habit. On this day, Mark was going to throw a party. Alice wanted to catch Mark's attention. With the guidance of her friend, she bought some sexy clothes. When Alice got home, she dressed up carefully and beautifully. Mark invited Alice on a date alone. The two of them chased and played around in the woods. Of course, they also talked about life. That was the party that Alice had been looking forward to for a long time. As Alice had expected, Mark noticed Alice quickly. They went to the small woods. The two of them looked into each other's eyes, and excitement showed on their faces. Mark stared at Alice in a trance. He couldn't control himself and got closer and closer. Alice looked at Mark's extraordinary behavior in disbelief. Then she went to the toilet and satisfied her desires again. When she returned to the party, Alice shyly told her friend what had just happened. This made Laura find it really hard to believe. At night, Alice's pajamas were slowly lifted up. Then she showed an expression of enjoyment. The next day, Laura came to find Alice. Now all her classmates knew about what had happened to Alice at the party. Alice never expected that when she told the truth, she was now regarded as a liar by all her classmates. How much Alice wanted to fit into the circle of her classmates, but no one was willing to get close to her. Alice fantasized that Mark would quietly stand behind her, apologize to her and tell her about his love for her. She would forgive Mark and then take Mark's hand and run home. But in reality, Alice went home alone, dejected, amidst the laughter and ridicule of her classmates. Alice was eager to fit back into her previous small group. In order to please her former friends, Alice found Laura. However, Laura didn't show any interest. She quickly dodged away with her friends. At this time, her mother found out that Alice had made a call to a chat line. In a fit of anger, her mother hit Alice. Because her mother didn't understand the changes in her daughter during adolescence, she treated Alice indifferently. In her rebellious period, Alice just chose to confront her mother head-on. For this reason, she even took a job as a cashier. But when she was free, Alice still had desires in her heart. She even regarded her boss as her boyfriend. Alice really wanted to control her actions. But in the end, she still followed the guidance of her body and swayed freely in her desires. But after the passion faded, Alice felt even more lonely. She would often reward herself in the public restroom. Not long after, Mark chose to bravely face the mistakes he had made. He hung a banner at school to apologize to Alice. Finally, of course, Alice chose to forgive Mark. She also took Mark to meet her mother. Youth is a word full of vitality and enthusiasm. Although there is malice from life, there must be some people around you who are silently supporting you, encouraging you, accompanying you, and walking out of difficult